Okay, we got one. Get the net ready. Oh, I thought it was big, but yeah, still need the net. Yeah, he might be going back the other side. Okay, ready? Oh, okay, there we go. Got her. Perfect. Thank you.
Actually, decent GoPro.
Yeah, not bad. Not a.
It looks heavy. At least.
It looks like a good one. Probably maybe a 3.5 pounder, but it's a good start. Good start. Okay. All right, here we go. Fish number one. Took a while. Oh, I gotta do this in decimal points. Do this in decimal points. Well, I'll guess at it, I guess. I'll just guess at it. I like doing it pounds and ounces because that's the call tags. Call tags pounds and ounces. 3 pounds, 7 ounces. So yeah, 3.5 pounds. Cool. Get live well treatment. All right, guys, as you can tell, we're in the garage. We've had some issues. So we only got 2 fish in that tournament. You saw the one fish catch. It was a nice smallmouth, nice 3.5 pound smallmouth. We had a lot of other stuff planned, and we went through so many things, so many areas, so many spots that we had marked out. Nothing worked out. Nothing worked. So we kind of had to abandon that, and that's fine. We did cover a lot of water in that morning, and we were able to get the one fish out of one of the areas that we had, and we just had more, but a couple of the areas the fish weren't there, and in most of the areas the fish were there. Like the marks, the size of the marks were there. We were around the winning fish. Well, I shouldn't say winning fish. I don't really know what size they are. I just know that they were bigger than 2 and 3 pounders. So I'm assuming they're like around 4 pounds, because when I've been catching these 4-pound fish out of there and watching the marks, you get used to, the size of the fish. So there's like about 3.5 to 5 pound fish, depending on the size of the mark. Those were the marks that I was seeing all day long in a lot of these spots, but we could not get them to bite. Obviously, 2 things probably happened. One, they got burned. They got caught the day before or whatever, and and then the other thing is boat traffic, pressure. They're skittish. And I tried downsizing it a little bit too. I didn't show any of that because it's gonna be super boring just to watch me just throwing a bunch of stuff and not catching anything. That's why there's only 1 fish catch. But we ran through a lot of stuff, and as you could tell in the practice video, if you watch the practice video, this was a completely different day from that. Completely different day. I felt like during that practice video, I could not do anything wrong. And I actually ran into a couple of guys that same thing with them. During the week before and during their first day of practice, they couldn't do anything wrong. The fish, they saw the marks, they were eating, they're hammering the snot out of their baits, multiple different baits. But when come tournament day, they just weren't eating. Now, obviously they did eat because we had the record set of bags over 20 pounds in the tournament. So I can't remember exactly how many, but we had a lot of bags over 20 pounds. And it took, I believe, like 25 pounds roughly. Don't quote me, I can't remember the weight, but around 25 pounds to win. I think we had, a few within striking distance of first place. So, like pretty close bags, So, I mean, the guys caught them. I mean, they really did. I think it's just an area thing. And so when I'm looking back at this, one thing I do regret. Now, I know sometimes it's not going to be the winning fish, but my strength is largemouth fishing. As you guys probably have noticed watching some of my videos, my strength is largemouth fishing. That's where I'm most confident. And I didn't practice anything largemouth. Why? Well, because the first day I went all smallmouth. I was going to do largemouth the next 2 days, but had some things going on, some mechanical issues, so I practice got short. But I felt pretty comfortable. Honestly, I felt pretty comfortable, and I felt like that even though that I know that things are going to change, but I felt like I could make those changes on the fly and go and run with it. Things changed, and we made changes, but definitely couldn't get anything to stick. At the end of the day, you know, so we caught that 3.5 pounder that you saw in the video. At the end of the day, it was probably like an hour left. We caught a 2 pounder, somewhere around 2 pounds, just over 2 pounds, smallmouth off of a reef, and I was just throwing a jerkbait for that one. And my go-to jerkbait, which, and I didn't throw the jerkbait a whole lot before because they just weren't eating it. But in that day, I was trying different things. I cycled through a ton of different baits that day, today in this tournament. But nothing really clicked. We did catch that small one at the end of the day. So we did end up with 2 fish with a whopping, 5.4 something pounds, which is good enough, I think, for like last place. Other than a couple of boats that didn't weigh in, so there was 0. So we didn't take last. Anyways, it was a tough day for us. So none of our plans worked. I regret not fishing some of that largemouth stuff because we probably could have picked up a few more fish, maybe. You know, and I was gonna dump everything and just go largemouth fishing. But I mean, we were a long ways away from it, from the spots that I'd seen on the maps where I wanted to try. So I thought, well, we'll stick with what we got because all it takes is run into a school and we can get right. We can get right real quick, and we just never found it. We found the fish. We found the big marks that we needed, and we just didn't have what they wanted, or they were beat up already. So it is what it is. You're gonna have bad tournaments and stuff. So far, this is probably my worst season ever, and that's okay. It's gonna happen. You know, you're gonna have good seasons, you're gonna have mediocre seasons, you're gonna have bad seasons. But you know, that's just the way things go, and sometimes you just can't get around it. But I should have changed up my practice a little bit more. I should have done different things, or you know, as soon as I noticed that after that morning bite, or that the morning session, the morning part where things weren't shaken out to be what they should have been, or what I was hoping they were. At that point, that's when I should have pulled the plug and ran for the largemouth stuff and tried to salvage something and possibly run into something special. But I didn't. So that's kind of like my hindsight 2020. Now in that lake in Mille Lacs, typically it's smallmouth that are going to win, but it does hold some big largemouth in there, and you can run into them. So yeah, it's kind of pretty much all there is to it. And oh yeah, and I forgot to mention that that last fish of the day stuck me. I cannot say any longer that I have never been stuck in the finger from a hook due to a fish. That jerkbait catch, I don't know, I got a little cocky, and I had the fish, and it went psycho and drove the hook directly into my thumb. And actually, it stuck into the bone because I could take the hook and move it, and it wasn't hurting. But I could take the hook and move it, and it was staying there. So and it was stuck in the bone, not by too much. It was not by a lot. So you know, I had Thomas do the I showed him what I wanted to do. Do the hook removal trick. Just take the braid, wrap around the hook, and I held it down. And then he just yanked on it really hard. Pulled right out, just fine. It hurt though, because it was stuck in the bone. It hurt for me, but it worked, and it's healed up nice already. I mean, you can't even notice it anymore. This happened, this is a long ways out from that tournament day, a couple weeks. So, but yeah, it got me. I didn't have, it wasn't on camera. So the reason why that other fish catch and that incident wasn't on camera is because I've been having issues with my batteries. I don't have issues with my batteries anymore because I replaced them after this tournament. But they shut off and I couldn't get them turned back on again. And I thought, well, I'm not messing around with them. Near the end of the day, don't have time for this. Got to focus on fishing and trying to catch some fish because we only had 2. Wanted to at least get a limit in there, but darn it, you know, it just happened. So, but yeah, so that's the gist of what's going on in this video. Why you only saw 1 fish catch and why it's so short. I have done a lot of talking here. Again, I'm sorry, you know, it's for all the sitting and talking and nothing, but I just thought you guys, you know, should know, you know, why, you know, there's only 1 fish catch and why the video portion, you know, of that is so short. And, you know, we'll see how things, you know, come around for this next tournament. I mean, I already know because I've already got the footage, but I'll keep the suspense. All right, so yeah, that's gonna do it for this one, guys. Yeah, this was a doozy. I mean, I guess I can say we didn't zero. Kind of still sucks though. It really still sucks. Only 2 fish on a lake where I hammered the snot on before. Anyways, I'm done complaining. We're gonna move on. Next tournament is at Gull Lake. It's you know, again for the Bass Nation Team Trail, and that lake, it should be pretty good. It should be pretty good, but we'll see how it turns out. Guys are always gonna catch them. So I'd be curious to see, you know, what those weights are. I think the weights are going to go up a little bit more. They've been continually going up as each year as we move on through these tournaments, and guys get better with the techniques and with the electronics and stuff. So pretty sure the weights are going to go up some more. And I don't know. We'll see how it goes, though. I mean, I already know how it went because it already happened. But anyways, I won't spoil it. Stay tuned for that. We got some other stuff, you know, coming up here too. So stay tuned for some of those other videos. And yeah, well, thanks for sticking around with me if you guys have for this whole video. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and we'll catch you in the next video and the next tournament video.